And we're finally ready to do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are at. I'm joining you from Nairobi. It's 7 p.m. here, and we're about to have a live reading session of the Happiness Just for You book. Go, you little ray of sunshine. Go, you little ray of sunshine. That is the energy we are sharing today. That is today's conversation. We are all becoming the inner children that we were, the happy children that always have been. So, who are we before the world told us who to be? And this will be our happy read for today. It's a book. Whoo! There is a guest speaker who doesn't want to be left out. That is Tiger. And Tiger, I have to let you go, please. Bye. Bye, Tiger. This will be our special book for today. It's actually in two versions. We have the Tiger. Oh my God. Baby. Oh my goodness, Tiger. So, happiness just for you. This is your special book of happiness, you dear little ray of sunshine. A place where smiles grow like flowers, laughter sparkles like light, and kindness makes your heart glow gold. Through play, gratitude, and imagination, you will discover that happiness has always been right here inside you in this present moment. With every page, may you remember this simple truth: you were born to shine. We will read that again as I wait for people to join. Welcome, welcome, join us. Today we are reading the Happiness Just for You book. Go, you little ray of sunshine. And we'll be sharing gems from the book. So, the black part. Dear little sunshine, this is your special book of happiness, a place where smiles grow like flowers, laughter sparkles like light, and kindness makes your heart glow gold. Through play, gratitude, and imagination, you will discover that happiness has always been right here inside you in this present moment. With every page, may you remember this simple truth: you were born to shine. And while at it would be a great time for me to introduce myself. I am Sophia Happy Human, the author of this amazing, amazing book. And I will read. We always told we are best introduced by someone else, but now because I'm on this live alone, I will have to do myself the honor of reading my bio. So Sophia is a modern day philosopher and a global happiness speaker, recognized as a fellow of the Happiness Studies Academy, New York. And the HSA team, tap in if you're here. And with 10 plus years of sales leadership experience in Africa e-commerce startups and a deep appreciation for Silicon Valley inspired innovation, she blends. That's Tiger, my goodness. And a deep appreciation for Silicon Valley inspired innovation, she blends strategic insights with soulful. Oh my God, Tiger. We're already reading. Welcome. Tuti, lovely to see you here. And one of my cats, Tiger, just did a number on me by pouring water right on the laptop. I'll be right back. Let me wipe it for a second. Hello, Tuti. having cats is similar to, thank you, Parkinson, very welcome. I know these cats, my goodness. I think cats are the new babies. You know those terrible two that you need to take them to a daycare when you have important meetings? It's about to get there. But yeah, as we always say at the happiness community, happiness is in this present moment. So we embrace it as it comes. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. So I was just reading about the book and my bio. I'll start afresh. For anyone who has joined and has missed out, I will repeat that part, then we can take a deep dive right into reading the book together. So the blurb part, Dear Little Sunshine, this is your special book of happiness, a place where smiles grow like flowers, laughter sparkles like light, and kindness makes your heart glow gold. Through play, gratitude, and imagination, you will discover that happiness has always been right here inside you in this present moment. With every page, may you remember this simple truth. You were born to shine. I feel like that little tiny child, and I hope the kids are joining us tonight. I can't wait. Oh, it's morning in other parts of the world, but in Nairobi, it's 7 p.m. So I look forward to seeing kids chat on the chat bar too. So about me, for the community that doesn't know about me, you're very much welcome. So Sophia Happy Human is a modern day philosopher and a global happiness speaker, recognized as a fellow of the Happiness Studies Academy in New York, with 10 plus years of sales leadership experience in Africa e-commerce startups and a deep appreciation for Silicon Valley inspired innovation. She blends strategic insight with soulful holistic growth. As a leadership and self-mastery coach, her sessions guide individuals and organizations to cultivate life-work harmony, productivity, purpose, and well-being. Her work is rooted in wisdom, intentional living, and the belief that true happiness begins within. And that is the part that gets us to this book, because happiness has to start from within. And the very first page says Happiness Book Volume 1, because this will be a collection of books that we will have in schools where they can get to learn happiness in bits, because when you're teaching children, it has to be simplified to their level, and it's best when it's broken down. Then, of course, I had to include myself as a princess. Yes, Belinda Aoma. Yeah, Aoma. Yes, this is happiness. The happiness community is here. That's what we do. We always talk about happiness. And today's book is Happiness Just for You. Go, you little ray of sunshine. So if you have a little one with you, they're welcome to join us into this beautiful session. So the dedication is, of course, for the little ones. And it says, to you, little happy human, never lose your shine. You are enough, abundant, here to create and live life fully. Bloom. And one of the fellows of happiness studies is actually Dr. Kiraito Murungi. He's a chief happiness officer here in Nairobi, Kenya. And one thing he learned, he went to an event recently, and what he picked from the keynote speaker is when they said, you are enough. Sometimes we feel like we need a whole crowd cheering us on in whatever we are doing, but sometimes we're just who we are. We're just abundant in ourselves. Our presence is enough. We just thrive in that energy, in that aura, in that essence. And that is what we are teaching the young children as early as now. If they can master their enough, then the job is just to bloom. They don't need reassurance, because that is what has happened to some of us throughout life. You get to your 30s, and then that's when you start unlearning, relearning, and learning that you're actually enough. You didn't need to go anywhere to seek anything. You were sufficient as you were from the word go. This is always my favorite page. And these are actually my cats. This is Panda. this is Tiger. Oh, this is Tiger. There's always the reflection lying to you. So Panda is asking Tiger, where did you find that? Then Tiger says, I grew it myself. And Tiger is holding a jar of happiness. So they actually did create their happiness for themselves. How beautiful is that? Then we have the first page of our beautiful work is welcome home. So I'm welcoming you home. Ever wondered what happiness means and what it is to you? Well, welcome home. You are about to meet it. And then there's a sweet boy right at the door, and the door is glowing from the day's sunlight. So the next page we have is the secret. What does the secret say? Happiness isn't hiding far away. It is right here, right now, in this moment that is all yours, right? So sometimes we think we need to find happiness elsewhere, but it is right here with us. So our happy girl celebrating, knowing that happiness in this is in this present moment. Yes, Tiger. Then we have the morning smile. We have happy kids enjoying the moment, the present moment. And we say, happiness loves to giggle. It shakes your tummy and makes your cheeks hurt in the best way ever. So it is a beautiful moment of just catching the present moment, and especially in nature. So this book gets to cover all the elements of nature. So like here we can see there is earth, there is air, of course. Then we go to page 7. Giggle small things, think, giggle small things, big joy. And for the adults, this would reflect in atomic habits, tiny changes, remarkable results. It's these teeny tiny things that you get to do for yourself that actually make the moment so magical. So how do we put this atomic habits concept for children? It is in the way your toes wiggle, or when you splash paddles after rain, just as our little boy is doing right here. It is in blowing bubbles that float higher than your tallest dream. How good is that? Then we go to page 9, such a favorite page, the kindness glow. What do we know about kindness? We always talk about it. And now, as kids are getting to be better versions of themselves every day, how do they get to live it? How do they practice it and be in the moment? Happiness glows brighter when you share it, like when you give a hug or help someone who is sad. So at this point, children get to learn actually, when I keep sharing, it just gets better, because if I share a hug, hugs are healing both ways. And we learn this a lot. In our approach at Happiness Studies, we use SPIRE, which is a spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional, which covers the entire whole being. So hugs are very, very physical and emotional and relational at the same time. So just by a hug, you get to score 3 of the SPIRE element by living in that moment. Then we get to page 11, the tasty moments. So how do you get to show children that every moment is just a joyful moment? You just need to be aware of it. The tasty moments, it tastes like sweet mango juice or mom's favorite soup. It smells like freshly baked bread, warm and full of love. And then the photo shows the kids having a meal together with family. How good is that? Then we have page 13, the magic of nature. And this is another favorite photo of mine because of birds in a V. Who knows about birds in a V when birds are flying in a V shape? Why do you think they do that? If you can hear me and you know why, please respond on the chat bar. I'm curious to hear if anyone knows because you always observe birds flying in a V shape. Why do you think that is the case? Why do birds fly in a V shape? As I wait for anybody on the chat to respond, and anyone please say hello so that I can confirm I am talking to happy humans here. It's not just me by myself. Looks like I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a hello from someone. Yay! Thank you, Belinda. Perfect. So, the magic of nature, happiness hides in tiny places, the songs of birds, the dance of leaves, the whisper of the wind. This is bringing back home the whole concept. Thank you, Parkinson. I see you said it. For the front one to break the air resistance, it is easier for the others to fly. I so love that. It's so spot on. That is the whole concept of birds flying in a V. And we'll also be covering it at another page where we talk about Ubuntu, which is an African concept of I am because you are, and you are because I am. So when the birds do this, it means they can get to save energy and it is easier for the others to fly. So that makes me really happy and had to include it here. So when I was in sales and leadership, I would always use this with my team. So if you're doing something in the team, you're actually making it easier for the rest of the team. So it becomes like a flow, and life is all about a path of least resistance. So how do you make sure you're all vibrating together at a high frequency? Because that's how you get to win together. If you have limited mindset, it's so hard for you to perform over the set expectations. But if you put your energy and synergy together, you make it so brilliant for each other and you get to win together. This is how you actually get to win cups. This was actually a gift. You can see it so well, but it has photos of my former teams in the e-commerce companies where we would achieve together and win so many cups because we were always working together and making the path seamless for each other. Yay! Parkinson, I see you said at regular intervals, they change place. Absolutely. Love that. And this would happen like now if a team member is unwell, another team member would stand in for them and deliver the results. So there would never be a gap felt that one of us was unwell or didn't show up for work or they're on leave, so our performance is low. No, we were always performing because every person had mastered the other market. So it just becomes a very, very good flow. And the best part is even if one person was promoted, even myself, there was always a person ready fit for the job, because when these birds are in a V, they keep interchanging these positions. So everyone gets to have very good experience of what is expected of them, right? Winning together feels so lovely. I love it here. Then page 15, it's about the power of you. Do you know something special? You carry happiness inside you, like a golden light in your heart. And this photo makes me so happy because this is how our hearts look, and they always glow. Every moment we smile, every moment we have a good conversation with anyone, it becomes a very beautiful moment, and we can only bloom from that moment. And I love that her eyes are closed, so it's giving very grounded energy and feeling self. And also she's smiling silently, like you can feel the energy and the aura from the photo. So always remembering that happiness starts from within, and it is right here with us. This page is loved a lot by professors, page 17. And I actually read it on Friday when we were having a panel. I'll share that panel. It's almost ready. The videographer will upload it on this YouTube when it's ready. This is a page that I got to read for everyone that was in that room. So the reason people love this page a lot, the cloudy days, it's because when anyone hears happiness, there is an automatic assumption that we are always happy, which is not the case. We are human and we have those moments of weakness. So, how do those moments look like, and how do we get to be present in those moments and embrace them? Let me read it and then I'll take a deep dive from something that our professor Tal Ben shares as we are taking the course. So, the cloudy days, sometimes the light feels hard to find. That's okay. Even when clouds cover the sun is still there waiting to shine again. Allow me to read this again. The cloudy days, sometimes the light feels hard to find. Tiger, Tiger is back, stealing the show from everyone. Tiger, no. The cloudy days, sometimes the light feels hard to find. That's okay. Even when clouds cover the sun is still there waiting to shine again. So these allow us to feel our emotions. So sometimes when one hears happiness, they think you actually ignore all bad emotions. But no, you actually sit with them, you feel them, and you actually label them. Say, I am feeling this and this. So once you label the emotion, it becomes very easy for you to actually feel it, deal with it, and move from it. So one of the things that we study from the happiness course is behavior. Behavior is what defines that moment. So you feel the emotion. Then after you feel it, what defines it is how you go about it. What is your action? So some of us feel terrible emotions, then we overreact to the whole room. But what we need to do is actually feel the emotion and then handle it using our emotional intelligence. So, how can we make this moment better? If someone did hurt you, how do you handle it with diligence and communicating to understand each other, listening to each other with empathy? So, it's a page that I had to really include it here for us to remember that we have those moments and it's okay to embrace them. And I love the page that follows it. It's the listening moment because they go hand in hand, what we just talked about, the emotions. So, the listening moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Can you feel your heartbeat? That's happiness saying, I am always with you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Can you feel your heartbeat? That's happiness saying, I'm always with you. Need I say more? I think that just sums it up. Then we have page 21, the wonder inside. And this is the part where, as adults, we call it awakening our creative genius. But now, when it comes to children, what is this about? How do we explain awakening your creative genius to a child? So, you tell a child, happiness loves when you create, just like this boy is drawing. So, create, draw, dance, sing, and imagine. Every color you use is joy turned into art. And how cool is that? With our boy painting. And I love this part because sometimes we go about life looking for meaning or searching for meaning. That's a book that our Happiness Society of Kenya likes talking about a lot. He loves the book by Viktor Frankl, the A Man's Search for Meaning. So sometimes we go about so many life experiences, not realizing that actually happiness is within. It's always right here with us. It never left us. So if we can learn to master that it's actually always here with us. And that reminds me of another book that I really love by Paul Coelho, The Alchemist. He says, when you really want something, the entire universe conspires to see it happen for you. And that book is all about hidden treasures. Sometimes you think they're without, but they're within. You always have it with you because you are born with it. So it talks about this young boy who went on a whole trip looking for a hidden treasure. But then after a long search, he came to learn, well, I had it all along. It was just right in my doorstep. And that is life. So we go through the whole life to just come to learn. We need to come back to ourselves because happiness is within you. And we get to create magic because we never left it. We all knew as a 5-year-old, we were all very confident on who we want to be, and we knew what we had. Then somehow as we start experiencing life, we start having limited mindset of can I do this, can I do that? But you always have it in you. Then the friendship spark is page 23. The friendship spark, it's in your friends' laughter, in games that never end, in sharing secrets you both promise to keep forever. And that's the sweetest photo. Just kids doing their best in the story zone with just some cool lighting and sometimes mischief. So they need supervision. But it's so beautiful that they get to learn the R inspire, which is relational, because we all need each other. Then at the same time, the quiet joy. So when it comes to adulthood, we use silence, solitude, isolation, solitude, silence, stillness, isolation. It's actually a chapter in my other book, Why Celibacy: A Journey to Higher Self. So in this chapter, just approaching the adult version of it, of how does it sound when you talk about stillness, silence, isolation, and solitude. We can get away to inner knowing, then understanding. We live in a culture that equates busyness with worth, as if productivity is the only measure of success. But there is an ancient wisdom in stillness, a truth that reminds us you are enough even in your being. Stillness is about presence, learning to exist in the now without the constant pull of past regrets or future anxieties. It is in stillness that the veil between the physical and the spiritual thins, allowing for divine downloads and revelations. Back to our children book, because this is a very philosophical book. We will cover it very soon. We'll also do a YouTube live for it, different chapters, different days. But yeah, that was taking an approach to the quiet joy. So coming to the children version, it says happiness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's soft, like reading under a tree or watching stars twinkle good night. So simplifying solitude in the best way for children to find it attractive and a way for them to be very present in the moment. And of course, one of our cats had to feature for the love of cats. And I'm also a big lover of the moon. Two best friends, cat and the moon. Then we have another favorite page, page 27, the grateful heart. When you say thank you for the day, the food, the love, happiness grows a little bigger inside you. And my favorite quote of all times is, gratitude attracts abundance. Gratitude attracts abundance. And we have our boy with a note written, thank you, and many thank yous in the air. Isn't that the coolest thing? And isn't it funny that now as adults, we are all writing gratitude notes every day, either on a notebook, or you have a glass jar where you write and drop something you're grateful for this week or today or for the month. And then at the end of the year, you get to share, or rather you get to empty the jar and read all the things you are grateful for during the year. And sometimes it's so hard to find that thing that you're grateful for, but if you look around, there's always something to be grateful for. Very little things, very, very little things. Sometimes we complicate it by looking for the gigantic things, but we got it. And I love that our girl is right there with the thank you, thank you, thank you. And our beautiful moon still featuring, and our heart vibrating with the best frequencies of happiness. Then we have page 31, the sharing secret, one of my other favorite pages. So when you share your happiness, you don't lose it, it doubles. One smile makes another smile too. Ubuntu. I am because you are. That's how we live in Africa. We believe in Ubuntu. And the best way to demonstrate it is through these children. So it's actually a concept that is demonstrated by children who are given sweets, and then people wanted to see how will the reaction be, and they all made a circle and shared the sweets. Isn't it the sweetest thing? Yeah, so the sharing secret and blossoming, all of us, because we can. There's always abundance for everyone in the room to receive their share. Then page 33, the dreamer's joy. At night when you dream, happiness comes to rest beside you, singing gentle songs of light. And we have our sweet boy sleeping right there. Yeah, some moments are just to be felt. You know, sometimes we just get so used to resting, and it becomes a no-brainer. Like sometimes you don't realize it's so much of a privilege, especially when your health is not okay. You learn that health is wealth, because sometimes it's sleeping can be so hard if your body is not okay. So appreciating good sleep, it's a major. Then the morning again, and when you wake up, there it is again, the sunshine, the laughter, the new day that says, let's begin. Isn't it amazing how children learn? So all this we've covered is since within a day, and now this is us welcoming us another day. How children understand things and how we can interpret this to our world as adults. And the last note, remember the first photo for the girl was similar to this, the secret, when we were taking them through the where the joy is. It's in the present moment, and we see the girl doing it here automatically when it's a new morning again. And we get to share just for you. Wherever you go, whatever you do, remember this truth, that always new happiness begins with you. And guess what? It has taken us like 30 minutes to cover an entire children's book. That's the end. And it says, as always, with Sophia Happy Human, this is not a goodbye. See you in volume 2 of the Happiness book. Because this is just the beginning of many collection and volumes of children's books. Of course, adults too, excuse me, But we're already on that momentum because it is said if you can teach a 5-year-old what you do, then you actually don't understand the concept. And this is something I cover too in that panel that I'll be sharing later on this YouTube channel that we had on the International Day of Happiness. Please allow me to grab some water that I had to put away because of Tiger pouring on everything. As I do that, I welcome everyone to share questions on the chat bar that I'm happy to respond to, or something that you'd like to share with the public about what you've learned today or any other concept that is in the happiness scope. Thank you so much for everyone that has been here, is still here. I hope to see you still here, Parkinson, Belinda, and anyone else who is on the chat or listening. Please drop a comment. It would be happy to support you. And the book is available for the global community on Amazon. I'll share the link. It's somewhere in the description, as well as for the Kenyan community. It's available in so many bookshops: Nuria, Kibanga, Somanami, Half Price Books, Hekaya, Gigiri, Lifestyle, The Sage Delicacy, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Someone please confirm you can hear me from the chat bar. I have to keep checking. I don't be surprised I'm all by myself here. Oh, Belinda, lovely to hear that from you. You're learning a lot and you're already a happy lady. I love this. You're welcome to join us. Let me share I'll start a WhatsApp community very soon. Let me share my WhatsApp number here that you can use to reach out. But I think you must have, for you to have this invite, you have my WhatsApp number, I guess. But let me reshare it just to be sure. Thank you everyone for joining. It was so fun having you join the session, reading with me. It was so great. And we will be doing this every Thursday, 7 p.m. It might be a happiness and leadership masterclass. It might be reading the Why Celibacy book. It might be discussing a new concept. So this is one of many. We will be doing this on a regular basis. So catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for your time. I think I'll end the live stream in 45 seconds. So in case you need to shout out something, you're welcome to on the chat bar, and I can talk about it just before I leave. But thank you so much for being here, and I hope the book has been a ray of sunshine for you, as the title goes. Go, you little ray of sunshine, happiness just for you. And by the way, Belinda, we have it translated to Swahili too. So we have twins, furaha kwa ajili yako, and they're only retailing at $6.50. So you can get both of them and read with your mini you or yourself. And it'll just be great to understand both. And the bilingual is very critical for children in school because they get to check out both versions. How do we cope with many things or when emotional? Thank you for that question, Belinda. And one thing I would share is grounding. So how do you ground when there's so many things that are happening? So spending quality time in nature helps a lot, because normally when so many things are happening, you might freeze and find yourself in one environment, such that even drawing the house curtains, if you don't need to leave the house, is a major. So one thing you need to learn is actually being outside, and sunlight or even just daylight, being outdoors, it has a way of bringing back your energy. So get up, step out, and live fully. Once you've done that, just getting out of the house is already a win in itself. Then have a book with you. Journaling goes a long way. When you put down all those things that you need to cope with, it is really, 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 really critical and beneficial for your mental health. So when you start putting them down, you start naming them. And once you do this, you see what people say, when a problem is shared, it's halfway solved. It's actually true, because now you've put it down, you're already on the path to actually dealing with that which you're feeling. And sometimes it can be so hard to put down our emotions like that. And there's a part I share about it in this book.